What in the world constitutes an oil? All of these words I'm using, so lipids. Lipids are a long chain of carbons. Now, you might have to look up carbons, but carbon is an element that many organic things are made out of. Each point here reflects a carbon. So this reflects an 18-chain carbon, and right now this is a saturated fatty acid. This happens to be a fatty acid that's saturated. If I want to monounsaturaate this fatty acid, I add in a double bond. Now, this is a monounsaturated fatty acid, oleic, for example. If I want to create a polyunsaturated fatty acid, I add more double bonds. Now, this changes the chemical nature of fats because as a saturated fat, it can pack very tightly. So at room temperature, they tend to be solid. These would be things like your butter, ghee, and tallow. But as you add these double bonds, and you don't need to know much more than this, but these become more and more liquid at room temperature. In fact, these are liquid at room temperature, which is why your seed oils or your fish oils are liquid at room temperature, because they have many, many more double bonds. Now, this just happens to be a fatty acid. When we talk about the fate of these, the fatty acid here, I've written it out as a polyunsaturated fatty acid. If you care to know this, and I love telling you this, is that if you count back from the acid side, the first double bond you hit tells you whether it's an omega-3, because there's 3 in, or if it's all the way to the 6, this happens to be an omega-6. And that's how we differentiate this idea of omega-3s and omega-6s. It is quite simple, and as you look at labels and as you understand what these fats are doing in our bodies, that's how they were named, quite simply from counting back from the acid group where the double bond first lands. Is it omega-3, omega-6? And they even have omega-9s and so on.